It's starting. Because I'm watching everything from the computer at the same time to see the questions better. So let's go. It's 8 p.m. for me in France at least. I don't know what time it is for you. Where are you from, guys? We're making a live stream right now and it's the wrong side. Wrong side. Okay, so you saw the cat tree, but this is the right side. So you can see me and we can start. Okay, so for those that watch this live stream afterwards, I'm going to tell you a story instead of waiting that people arrive and ask questions. So something happened to me, something happened to me yesterday. I rode my new bike and I lost my phone. It's a very bad feeling, because last time I saw my phone on my on the rack, on the handlebar, it was like 2 kilometers before. So I thought, man, if someone finds my phone, what am I going to do? What if I lose it? I need it for work, for everything. So I rode back in the rocks, in the grass, on the trail, and I didn't find it. I went forth again, didn't find it. So I thought, I'm going to check on my Google account if I can find my phone. You know, you can find it geographically from Google My Devices. So I see the last place where it was seen, but the problem was that the phone was with 0% battery. So obviously the phone was not there. I lost it somewhere else. Anyway, the phone bracket that Paul gave me had a screw, and the screw got loose and the phone fell. So I went home to check that, and then Paul joined me and we found it on the third attempt. So that was a relief. It was exactly in the middle of the trail, and it was not broken or anything. It's filming me right now, so it was all good. And what else? So it was a relief. And what's happening at the moment? The cats just woke up, so if you hear any noise, that's because of the cats. So let me know if you want to hear about my cats. There's lots of stories. Very good cats, young and playful, curious. Initially they used to break stuff, but now they don't anymore. It looks like they listen to mommy. And I'm sure you want to talk about food. Most of you guys, you come to my channel to listen about the high-carb, low-fat diet. And what am I doing at the moment? So here, it's in France, it's the beginning of autumn here. So we have grapes, apples, pears, chestnuts, potatoes, carrots, these kind of things. These are the local foods, but I still buy bananas, dates and rice and stuff like that. And at the moment I'm focusing on mostly bananas and pears, apples and grapes. Some other things, I like to vary my diet, but at the moment it's this kind of fruit. And as for the starches, I mostly eat potatoes at the moment. And, pumpkin. That's my favorite vegetable because it has a nice taste, unlike most vegetables. So is anybody there? If you're there, just write me something like a hi or something. Can you let me know if the audio is good? Yesterday it was good when I did it in French. And what else? Did I write anything? No, nothing special. Let me grab a cat. Okay, I caught a cat, so if you like cats, just write something, write cat. So this is Prunelle. Ah, someone is there. Matthias. Hi Matthias. How are you? Hi, I'm Prunelle. Yeah, she's Prunelle and she's a great cat. She's 4 months old now and her sister is sleeping over there, suckling on the cat tree corner. Nice. So which country are you from? Let me guess, Poland? Do you have cats? So, Matthias, if you have any questions regarding my lifestyle, feel free to ask. I've been in Poland once. It was fun. So, Prunelle. She's the one that suckles on my chin when I wake up. She tries to suckle here and then lick my face. Oh, no, that's too much, huh? And then the whiskers in your nostrils are not okay. It's not acceptable. Hmm? So we can talk about exercise, diet, hydration, sleep, and other things, huh? So this one or the other one climbed on my computer and made it fall. So that laptop didn't work for more than 2 weeks, and then it was repaired and it was almost nothing. How long do I sleep? Usually I need a lot of sleep, like 9 hours. When I exercise, and as a result I need more sleep. And if I feel a bit tired in the morning, well, I stay in bed or I have a nap later. Because, yeah, sleep is so important. I don't rely on stims to have energy, so I want to solve the problem as soon as possible by resting. So I went to bed last night at 9. Usually I go to bed at 9, sometimes a bit sooner, but I don't sleep immediately. I tend to think about lots of things and then I don't fall asleep immediately, or I talk to Paul, or I don't know, I do some Sudoku, or I read something. So let's say I fall asleep at 9:30 or 10, it depends on what my brain allows me, and then I wake up at 6 normally. No, that was before I got the cats. The cats wake me up a bit too soon. So when the cats wake me up, I say, no pets, I'm staying in bed just because I don't want you to be the king in the house. So I'm staying in bed till 7 to rest well. And in summer I tend to wake up sooner because there's more light, and in winter I tend to wake up a bit later because of the light. In Poland it's about the same. Huh? It's dark in winter, huh? There's more night. So if you want, I can talk about sleep. Like lots of people ask me how many times do you get up at night to pee? Sometimes 0 times, sometimes 1 times, and occasionally 2 times maybe. And some people go to get up at night many times because they drink herbal teas, and these things make people pee a lot. Huh? It's a diuretic. So diuretics, that's herbal teas, or just teas, or coffee, or beer. I avoid the diuretics. Yeah. So you sleep 7 to 8 hours, and you have demanding work. Oh, and you 5 or 6 hours, man. Oh, that's so little. Yeah, from 10 to 6. Yeah, that's a decent night. But the best when you're tired is to go to bed as soon as you're tired, and lie down, maybe read something, but when you lie down your body, at least your body is almost still, and it can start repairing at night. It's a very useful tip. Huh? So let's say at work, if you have a break of 1 hour, you can even lie down and start recovering, even if you're not sleeping mentally. It helps. Mm. And also the amount of sleep depends on what you're eating. So let's say you eat a lot of cooked food, it requires a bit more digestive work, so yeah, you need to sleep a bit more. But let's say you eat only raw foods, you probably need to sleep less than that. Okay, what about sleep? What could you do to fall asleep faster? Being on the phone just before bed is not helping. And if you need to be on a screen late during the day, it's best to use a kind of filter for the screen that filters out the blue lights, because these blue lights that we see normally during the day, they keep our brain awake, and if we still have them at night, it prevents sleep. Something else, let's say you exercise late during the day, it also disrupts the sleep. If your place is noisy and has too much light in general, it doesn't help either. What you can do is put a t-shirt, on your eyes and fall asleep better. Okay, so you high roll too. Okay, so it gets coldy at the moment. Yeah, cooked starches, warm food helps to be warm. I know. It's one of the many reasons to still eat cooked starches at night. I agree. You know what? Some raw foodists drink warm water to stay warm in winter. Why not? Huh? Why not? There's many solutions. Huh? So what's your age, Matthias? I hope I pronounce your name well. Let me get the other cat. Okay, so I introduce you to the sister. She's the same age, but she grows a little slower, and she's very obedient and cute. And she's called Cassis, it means a black currant. I got both of the cats from a cat shelter. Adopted, not bought. Yeah. She's relaxed. Okay, pet. You can relax here. Stay here as long as you need. And Paul is addicted to these cats too, because they are too cute. So these two cats were found in a garden of someone's property, and the mom was nowhere to be found for more than 24 hours. Then the people that found them got the cats to the cat shelter, and that's when I adopted them. Okay, so you're 21, and it's so great to start this kind of lifestyle so soon. I wish I heard about this lifestyle when I was your age. You're lucky. Yeah, I forgot how to pronounce Z in Polish. I tried to learn Polish language a long time ago, but I forgot everything. All I remember was kot and piwo. Sorry. So, Mateusz. Is it better? Mateusz. Now, Polish was a very difficult language. I'm a linguist, but I quit when it gets too hard. I even forgot German and most of my high-level Spanish, sadly. So the English speakers, the Americans, the people from England or Australia, they already speak English. They don't need to learn anything. And we from other countries, we have to learn their language. It's all right. Oh, you started 1 year ago. Wow. From ethical veganism. Awesome. That's the only reason that people stay vegan long term. Huh? So what documentary made you change your mind about your diet? The one that made me cry and want to go vegan was Earthlings. And then obviously I saw Gary Yourofsky's speech and a few other documentaries. Because I realized that the monster was me. Not a good feeling. But it's a worse feeling for the animals, right? So, is anyone here beside Mateusz? What do you want to talk about? Let's make something interesting for people that watch the live stream. Because I'm available till 9 p.m. and then I will go to bed. I'm ready to go to bed. I just need to go to the bedroom. I brush my teeth, drank water, fed the cats. Okay, Pete is here. After eating lots of white rice, how long does it take for blood sugar level to rise? I don't track that for myself. I don't have the device. But what I know is that the blood sugar spike will be happening quite soon, but it will go down also very soon. So anyway, the blood sugar spike is not high and it is not long. Unlike people who will eat, let's say, pasta and cheese, and then the spike might happen a bit later, but it will also take a long time to stabilize. So don't worry about that. White rice is awesome for blood sugar, as long as your diet is low fat overall. Okay, so also Mateusz, you discovered the plant-based doctors. Yeah, it's a good start, huh? And then you watched Dominion. I didn't watch Dominion. Maybe I should, but I don't want to. And I'm already vegan anyway. So, do I prefer white or whole grain? In most cases, I really prefer white bread because it tastes better, and you can put any kind of food on top of it, and it will taste great. The only whole grain bread that I like is the rye bread. Yeah, rye bread is very tasty, but it's hard to find a good quality one around here. I guess I should make it myself. So I like the processed rye bread or white bread in general. Alright, awesome. Also, a reason why I prefer white bread is that it's so easy to find, especially in France. We have delicious baguettes, delicious bakeries everywhere in France, even in the countryside where there's nothing. And we tend to eat baguettes when we are out there riding, traveling, because white bread is a great fuel. And then you can add, I know, some sauce on top of it, like jam or some tomato sauce that's low fat. What breakfast would you recommend before a 5-kilometer race? Pete, are you talking about cycling or running? You need to tell me, because I would answer you differently. Because I would be even more careful with what I eat before a 5K race. Okay, Mateusz, you make bread yourself. Oh, awesome. It's not too hard, huh? I've tried this year and it's quite easy. Huh? Right. So, hi Evan. You tell me, what are your thoughts on dried fruits when you cannot get fresh fruit? Yeah, dried fruit is a great backup plan. It's super healthy, yeah. Any dry food you like dates, apricots, bananas, doesn't matter. As long as there's no oil in it, it's awesome. And if you eat dry food, make sure you drink water with it for your teeth, to remove what's sticky, or even better, to avoid any stickiness on the teeth, you make a smoothie like a Dietary, and it's going to be better for your teeth and more hydrating. So dried fruit are great for when you're traveling or doing a hike for the whole day, or simply when you're out of fresh fruit at home and it's good to have some backup at home. Okay, so Pete, you're talking about a running race, all right. And how soon before the race you should eat? Well, I have not done racing, but I've done some park runs in South Africa, or I run by myself and do some insane stuff sometimes. So what I would do, so on the dinner before that day, assuming that race is in the morning, so I would eat something that's not too heavy, something that's very easy to digest, that's not going to make me too heavy on the next day. So high carb, low fat, something a bit processed so that it's not too much weight. And then on the morning before the race, I would just have syrup and water, like a lot of syrup, maybe 100 grams of syrup, and then plus water, and that's it. Because if I would drink some fruit juice or a smoothie or other things like that, I would not digest it well, and I would feel nauseous during the race. Oh yes, you know what is a good French baguette? It's something, huh? You don't find it in other countries unless there is a French chef that makes the bread. Okay, Matthias, you like candied ginger, dates, raisins, and cranberries? Yeah, they're good on trips, huh? So good. Huh? Mm. Okay, so what about dried fruits? At the moment I have just two sorts. I have some dates, some déclécnures, and I have some dried apricots, and that's it. But for now, when we have a lot of different fresh fruit in summer or autumn, I prefer to eat the fresh stuff. And in winter, this is when I tend to get more dried fruit. I also like to have some frozen fruits, like I don't know, any berries, or some tropical fruits in chunks, in the freezer, ready to add in the smoothie. Because banana smoothies taste good, but they can get boring. So I like to add other fruit in it to make it more interesting and nourishful. No, that's not a word. Nutritive. Have you ever heard of high carb, low fat mixed with intermittent fasting? In the comments, a few people tell me that they do that. Yeah, I don't recommend it, but some people do it. Yeah, because my working schedule gives me only about 4 hours a day to eat. To be honest, I feel good. But if you feel good on it, that's great. If you know how to eat enough, then that's fine. It's not ideal, but it can be done. Personally, I cannot eat like that. I need to eat like 3 to 5 times a day. But it depends on the kind of food you're eating. That's fine. Okay, so the kitten has started running everywhere in the house. Yeah, at that time they always do that. So if there's any noise, it's them. It's not me. Do you like cabbage? I love the red one. Well, I don't like cabbage in particular, but sometimes I buy them just for varying my foods, and I happen to have a red one at home. it happens like once a year, so it's here. And the way I found the best in order to eat it and to preserve it at the same time is I take a leaf at a time. So I don't cut it like that. Because if you cut it like that, you need to keep it in the fridge or in a box because it would get dry. But if you remove, one leaf at a time, it's more convenient. And what I do at the moment, I make a kind of stew at home. Potatoes, pumpkin, like 3 leaves of cabbage, shredded, an onion, a clove of garlic, soy sauce or salt, and that's it. It's a nice stew. That's potato based. Yeah, cabbages, they grow for the whole year apparently, and I don't like them that much. You eat cabbage like a rabbit? What? Like carrots and beets? Interesting. Now my favorite is the pumpkin. We have some delicious pumpkin in France called potimarron. It has the shape of a chestnut. It's so tasty. Yeah, you eat it raw. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, it's not for me. Huh? It's strong. Huh? Cabbage is it's potent. Huh? So we managed to eat these raw vegetables and have enough food for the whole day. Yeah. Well, you must eat a lot. Do you think lots of blood sugar spikes can overwork the pancreas? Yes, if your blood sugar spikes are high and if they last for a long time, yes, it exhausts the pancreas day after day. And what causes that is high-fat foods. When people eat high-fat meals, the pancreas has to work much more than if people eat high-carb, low-fat meals. If you want to know more about that, I suggest you watch Dr. Neil Barnard. He explains that online and in his books. So. And also, excess protein can exhaust the pancreas a little, but fat is the worst. Okay, so Matthias, you make a pumpkin soup and a pasta sauce with them. Yeah, so simple, so easy. But the hard part is to peel the pumpkin. Do you think one small avocado a day is okay? Yeah, it's fine. If you're maintaining the weight, that's fine. But if you want to maintain the weight as a man, it's not the same than doing it as a woman. As a man, yeah, you can do that. But for women, I wouldn't recommend it. For weight maintenance, I would recommend maybe 1 or 2 avocados per week for a woman. And for weight loss, 0. Getting thirsty? Is there anything that you would like to get some help with, like cooking tips? I'm not a great cook, but I like to do things in a simple way, and that's what I'm good at. Simple cooking. Because I've experimented a lot in the kitchen with all these vegan foods. Do you eat some soy? I drink some milk and miso and rarely silken tofu. I don't eat much soy. I mean, the soy I eat the most is the soy sauce. I tend to use soy sauce almost every day. And I don't eat much tofu. Occasionally I have some, what do you call that? A special tofu, smoked tofu. I don't like all the tofus. I don't think they taste good. But smoked tofu, it's so salty. Edamame, I think I have edamame a few times in a year. I really like it, but it's hard to find here. I need to go far to get it. And miso, no, I don't care. I'm not interested in miso. Or I don't like soy milk. I've never liked soy milk. I think it's the texture and the taste is, it doesn't work for me. I don't consume many plant milks. I like water. How many people have you converted to this high-carb, low-fat lifestyle? It's hard to say because online I've converted many people. Some of them tell me that they changed their diet thanks to me. Many others don't write that, they stay anonymous. And I also have a French channel called doucefrugalite, and I have a following that's much bigger there. So I think I converted lots of people. If you saw there's a page on my French website, and I show testimonies of people that have started this diet and feel so much better. They lost weight or healed a disease or feel better. There's hundreds of testimonies that I've collected from my social media in the last few years. So lots of people. Yeah, no, tofu is overrated. It's promoted a lot, but you need to be able to cook it well, I mean, to season it well and all of that. I don't care about that, so I'm not losing time. Yeah, tofu is not that great. What tastes better is the processed wheat and soy fake meats, and this tastes much better, I have to say. But I don't really eat it. I try some of them sometimes, but that's it. Have you been involved in any form of animal rights activism? Yes, I've done it. Let's say 5 years ago or 6 years ago. I met a few vegans in my area. Things that we've done is that we've protested against circuses or against fur or foie gras, these kind of things, in the street and in small or medium cities. And I was the one holding some signs, and I was not the one talking to people because it's difficult for me to talk to people in real life. Online it's a different story, but in real life I don't know how to handle them the best. So I let the other people that are good at talking talk to people in the street. And I got the feeling that this kind of protest is not very efficient. I don't know, I don't see people being interested and they just walk and don't care. I've seen other kinds of activism that are more efficient, like Cube of Truth. I've done that in Chiang Mai too, in Thailand. I think 2 or 3 times. Holding a computer that shows slaughterhouse footage, and then people look at that, and some of the people in our group talk to them, explain what's wrong, etc. in the best way. So activism in real life is difficult. Huh? You see that not many people are interested, but the few people that react is always a reward. You have a Cube of Truth tomorrow in WhatsApp. Okay, good luck. I hope you have strong arms. Because holding that computer, even a lightweight computer for 1 or 2 hours, it becomes heavy, huh? I swear. Warsaw. Varsovie. Yeah, online actions. Some influencers are very good at making content that make people react in a good way, interested. Not everyone is good at that. Where I have chosen to talk about how to eat and why it's healthy and all of that. And other people are better at talking about the ethical aspect of it. At the moment outside, there's a lot of music and people talking in the microphone because there's a running race for the whole weekend. Some people are even running at night. And they're running the mountain and doing a huge loop. It's crazy. I'm not interested in that anymore. I mean, if I run, I do like 5, 10 or 20 or rarely 30 or 40 kilometers. I don't see the point of breaking my legs and feet. What do you think the body likes best, refined sugar or starchy carbs? If you had to choose one. That's a very tricky question. Pick only one. I think the body prefers refined sugar because it's already processed, ready to assimilate, and doesn't cause mucus. While starchy carbs can satiate you for longer, it's a good feeling too, but starchy carbs give you a bit of mucus, and it's some work to digest that. But the good thing with starches is that they numb emotions a bit, and when you do a job that you don't really like, or when you had a hard time in life, it's good to numb yourself with some starches, right? How people react for your dietary choices. It depends. In real life, people are very polite, or sometimes they say horrible things like they wouldn't say to anyone else. Just because I'm vegan, sometimes they say horrible things. And most people behave in real life, but not all of them. Or they are misinformed, they don't understand. They say that I'm going to be deficient in iron and protein and all of that in real life. And online, people, it depends. I have all kinds of reaction for the last 10 years. Yeah, because I've been online for 10 years. Huh? And some people behave like little children, like they are uneducated, very rude. All other people are interested and other people don't care. So I'm answering to the people that have actual questions, that want to know more. And if people are way too rude, I just block. I block them. There's all kinds of reactions. Huh? Okay, Matthews, you still love fruit the most? You say you can eat up to 1 kilo of apples a day. Nice, nice. Yes, Pete, we could not live on refined sugar alone. Yes, but we could live on starch alone. That's true. There are some cases of people living on just potatoes or another starch. Yeah. Okay, so Anne says, hello, can you speak more about sugar not forming mucus? Where can you read that? Well, sugar, think about that. Table sugar is sucrose, it's glucose plus fructose. It's nothing else. It's ready to absorb, it's pure energy. And why would this nutrient cause mucus to happen? Well, there's mucus that protects your airways or your mucosis when there's some irritating substances in the food you eat or in the air you breathe, etc. So for having mucus to take things out, you need some toxic or irritating substances to have to get out, right? And in sugars, there's nothing that's toxic, it's just pure carbs. Just do the experiment. Try eating only fruit and sugar for a few days and see if you sneeze at all, if you have some thick mucus or not, and then try a diet of just starches like pasta, rice, bread, I don't know, quinoa, potato. Try that, only starches for a few days, and you'll have some mucus coming out. It's not much mucus, it's alright, it's manageable. You can drink and dilute it, but there's a bit of mucus forming. So why did I read that? I just checked what is sugar, and most people most people are confused. They think that sugar is the same as chocolate. There's lots of confusion out there. So when they say, I need to eat sugar, they mean I need to eat ice cream, I need to eat chocolate, but they're so confused. And now today, a lot of vegan desserts don't taste good. I was at a vegan event and they were serving vegan wafers. I said, wow, it looks so nice. I had mine and it was not sweet at all, it was disgusting. How do you want to convert people into veganism with disgusting food like that? And the problem is not sugar, the problem is the fat in the desserts. The fat mixed with the carbs. Yeah, when people say you eat legumes and nuts, what? Not that many, no? Okay, sorbet ice cream. Oh, the cat was going to break something, but she didn't. So basically, fruit and sugar, sorbet. Yay. I approve sorbet 100%. Because it's super low in fat. But on the contrary, ice cream is fatty, while this omnivore ice cream with dairy milk, that's way too fatty and it has hormones. And there's the vegan ice cream, like the Ben & Jerry's, etc., or the vegan Magnum. It's also very fatty. It has some fatty nut cream. Okay, so Matthias, you have big problem with vegan cakes and sweet pastries. What do you mean big problems? Like you didn't feel good with it? Or you were addicted? Okay, but you stopped because your body doesn't like high-fat diet. Yeah, eating high-fat makes you sluggish and not in a good mood. I mean, on the moment it feels good in the mouth, probably, if you're still used to it. Homemade vegan ice cream with some plant milk is better than those store-bought. Yeah, clearly. But you know what is underrated? The banana ice cream, the nice cream. It's so easy to make if you have a good blender or a juicer with the, what do you call that? The special filter. And the banana ice cream is so creamy and it's low in fat. So why not add some plant milk if you want, if you have no weight to lose? Do you think eating lots of wheat can cause a little weight gain? A little, yeah, it's possible. Because wheat has a bit more fat and protein than other starches. So you can gain a bit of weight, but nothing bigger. Hi, Madalena. No, the disaccharide, the double sugar, it's very easy to digest. We can call it a simple sugar because it's just a small molecule. What you call complex sugars are, for example, starches. For a starch to be called a starch, it's not sweet. It has more than 50 cycles of carbs. So it's a big molecule already. So if I remember my biology lessons, it's not the same thing at all. So it's super easy for the body to convert table sugar to actual simple sugars. It's almost instant. It's almost no work. Yeah. So Matthews tells us that the high-carb low-fat diet is the best for heavy physical job. Yeah, it causes strength and strong muscle. It's easy to build muscle. And I don't know if you heard about that, but the keto people, and that avoid sugar and that eat lots of fat, they struggle with muscles. They lose muscles. They lose bones. They are dehydrated. They suffer, and they're in a horrible mood. They cannot do intensity when they work out. These poor people, I hope they quit soon. So if only they knew that all they have to do is eat lots of carbs. It's not that complicated. Why is gluten demonized by some people? I think that's for the same reason that soy is demonized. Think about it. Soy and wheat are two major opponents of meat and dairy. The lobby of the animal exploitation, they don't want the wheat and soy to be bought largely in the world. They want to destroy their opponents. I can't imagine how much money the meat and dairy lobbies spend for demonizing wheat and soy. I think that's the reason. Of course, some people are allergic to gluten or to soy, but they're not that many. And they tend to be in USA, right? Do you prefer cane sugar or beetroot sugar? It tastes the same to me. It has the same taste at all, because both of them are exactly the same molecule, just from a different plant. Both of them are sucrose. So the sugar from cane sugar is the same than the one from beetroot sugar. And coconut sugar is nice. Yes, it tastes so good, but it's expensive here. Yeah, there's so many grains that we can eat. So many vegetables, fruit, and all kinds of plants. Okay, we still have 10 minutes left, and then bed is calling for me. So about gluten, let me tell a story that I hear sometimes in my subscribers on my French social media. So some women, for example, they have a reaction to wheat, like they're sensitive to wheat. They don't have the celiac disease, but they're sensitive to wheat, so they have to avoid it. And then they come to the high-carb, low-fat lifestyle for a few months, and then they try wheat again, and they have no sensitivity to wheat anymore. They can eat it again. That's because their bowels are not inflamed anymore, thanks to the low-fat diet. Whereas before, when they ate lots of protein and lots of fat, their intestine was so inflamed. Interesting, huh? You know what is, when we talk about GMO and all of that, I think they're not telling us the full story. I have an idea of what it is, but I wouldn't worry about it very much. Because it seems to me, maybe I'm wrong, it seems to me that everything that they sell us is already genetically modified. Not just hybrid, but nothing not too pleasant. Cat. She's going to jump somewhere and do something stupid. Do you use a lot of salt? No, just a little. Maybe 1 teaspoon of soy sauce per day, or half a tablespoon, or rarely a full tablespoon of soy sauce. And sometimes I use gray salt or iodized salt. Yeah, just a little. How much? Maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just a little. Well, it depends. When I sweat a lot, I know I can eat more salt. But when I don't sweat a lot, I'm more careful because I don't like to wake up puffy. Every food we eat is different from their original version, no big deal. Yeah, that's what I mean. I have the impression that the plants that we buy are degenerated, like us. You know, plants can also have issues of inbreeding. And taming plants, taming animals causes inbreeding, maybe for us too. So it's a fucked up world, huh? So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the explanation. But I'm not 100% sure, so don't take that one for truth. Have your own opinion. Do you think saturated fat from animal meat or saturated fat from plant food will cause most weight gain? Well, when you eat meat or other when you eat meat or other animal foods, you also eat hormones. So, not great. And hormones plus fat makes you gain weight faster. So anyway, what will tell you if this food or that food will make you gain weight is the total of fat that you eat in a day. I think that's the biggest factor. If it's an excess amount of calories, then you check the amount of fat you eat each day. Then you know how fast you're going to gain weight. Yeah. Yeah, and there's trans fat in animal foods, that's terrible, and cholesterol, yes. And there's no cholesterol in plant foods, just for people that are here. There's no cholesterol in plant foods. And our bodies can make cholesterol if it needs cholesterol. Yeah. We're not carnivores, we're not omnivores. We're just some frugivores that can eat starches. You're welcome, Pete. Good night, you too. So guys, if you have one last question, you can ask them now. We still have about 5 minutes. And then it's time to rest. What do you think about the mucoid plaque? Well, there's no surgeon that has seen the mucoid plaque. If it existed, they would have seen it. Dr. Clapper has made a video about the scam that is the mucoid plaque. I don't think it exists. Well, some raw foodists believe it exists because they've seen something come out of their poop hole, but the problem is that, you know, that the jelly-like substance that they claim is a mucoid plaque, I think it's created by the flaxseed gooey substance. So I wouldn't worry about mucoid plaque. But I would worry about is the gut inflamed or is it not? And in any case, a high-carb low-fat diet is what you have to do. And sometimes you have to eat cleaner, especially if you don't exercise. So yeah, when I exercise the least, this is when I'm the most careful with what I eat. But the mucoid plaque is something that never worried me. Can you talk about the importance of a little bit of salt in your diet? Yes, how can you find this graph? I think the key word is sweet spot salt. Study, no. Okay, I don't find it easily online. Anyway, A little bit of salt is better than zero salt, according to what the researchers have found. Dr. McDougall talked about that. So if you type Dr. McDougall salt, you will probably find this graph. So the people that had zero salt had some chances to have heart issues or cardiovascular issues. People that ate a bit of salt had the lowest health problem with the heart, and people that eat the most salt, like Koreans do, but they had the highest rate of heart issues. And also, yeah, too much salt is bad, obviously, because it dehydrates you. It's too rough on the stomach. But you can do 0 table salt if you have your celery juice and if you eat a lot of greens. It's possible. Yes, there's a balance between sodium and potassium. Absolutely. Yes, exactly, Madalena. They tend to eat clay, seeds, and psyllium husks. Exactly, and that's the mucoid plaque. Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying, Mateusz. High sodium can cause stomach cancer. Yep. So anyway, there's many versions of high carb, low fat. More or less fruit, more or less starches, more or less salt, more or less vegetables. As long as you find a way that makes you feel good, have enough energy, something that fits your budget, that's good. Because the last thing we want is people to quit because of a stupid reason, like not eating enough or these kind of things. Okay, thank you for coming. We'll do other live streams on another time. That's it for now. Have a good evening or a good day if you're somewhere else in the world. See you guys.